episode of the Elle Indie Records Independent Songwriter Series. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Jack Van Norman. What's up, Jack?
Hey, what's up?
Great set, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Beat the blood out of the bird. Now we only see this from my hospital bed. He worked downtown. The bell went
You're doing solo stuff, you have a band. Tell me some more about that.
That's right, yeah, I play in a band called Modal. It's a hip-hop band.
Oh, cool.
And then I've been working on this solo set for kind of on and off for a few years now. And I'm just getting to a period where I'm trying to really move it forward and put it out. So trying to perform a lot and record and do the whole deal.
You're Charles Bukowski again. Evil is written on your face. Happy stars and loneliness. Now we know your face.
You can tell that you've done your background work. How long have you been playing piano? Because your technique is phenomenal.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, as long as I can remember, since I was 3 or 4.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, that explains that.
Yeah, it's very, very comfortable to me. It's sort of like a...
You can tell.
Yeah. It's like riding a bike, but that's not a good expression because it's much easier than riding a bike.
Oh, well, that's, to say that, somebody watching you and be like, yeah, that looks easy, but then try to do it, and it's like, no, that's not
well,
like
I'm no good at riding a bike, so I mean, that comparison is...
Oh, gotcha.
Glaring sunlight from your mouth, it can't redeem what you did. It's written in fine lettering. Birthday's where you keep her.
Any CDs out for your solo stuff yet?
Not currently. I'm looking to record in the next couple months and have a record out probably early next year in 2016. So probably February or March.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited about it.
And are you pulling songs from like, when did you start writing the songs for this? Are you pulling some old stuff? And
yeah, only a little bit of old stuff. Like a couple of songs from a few years ago. But I'm writing so much that it just always seems best to just use the songs that I've been writing because they're the ones that I'm most excited about and the ones that just seem the best to me, because they have all that experience to be informed upon, and so it's mostly recent things. Yeah.
Cool. So tell me a little more about Modal, right?
Yeah, Modal.
Where did that name come from? I mean, I can guess the technical music term.
Yeah. I mean,
for people
Modal,
that don't know.
Right. Yeah, Modal jazz is a part of it. So it's sort of like jazz, but without an emphasis on like a bunch of crazy chord changes. It's more about like the mode and modal. So it's sort of more like about the vibe than it is about the chord changes.
Cool.
But also, I think more generally, it's just sort of like of many modes. So we do a lot of different things and use a lot of different styles. So I kind of think about it as just like a live hip hop band that is very well-rounded and uses a lot of influences.
Awesome.
Your voice is a piece of my heart. I hear the call, but you've been leading right from the start.
favorite hip hop acts that I've seen on stages and everything have been playing with a live band.
Yeah.
It's so much more engaging than somebody like being like, here, play my track, and I'm just gonna me and my mic, and I'm just gonna
I mean, and that's
jump
great
around
too.
and,
But there's something
you know.
about a live band that just it's really special.
I could be biased, being an actual
Being an
musician.
instrumentalist.
Yeah, exactly. So that could be that too. But yeah, it really it's such a fuller sound too when you have live drums versus drums from a track.
Right.
It just sounds fuller in the room.
Right.
Sure.
And yeah, I'll never be able to not just feel really attached to that live sound. You know, like with all the warts and errors and just everything. You know, I think it's really, really nice.
Awesome.
Can't live without you. Can't sleep at all. Comfort to my ears. For all your music, you still can't sound. That makes me afraid.
So, are y'all putting a CD together too?
We just released an album actually earlier this year at the beginning of the summer.
Awesome.
It's called Unfolding, and it's really great. It's our newest music, and it sounds really good.
Awesome. So, when did you start writing songs? I know you played piano as a small child.
Right.
But yeah, when did you? Well, when and who made you want to? That's what I would like to know.
So I think in high school when I was like 15, I got a record of it was Jackson Brown's solo acoustic record that he played live at a show, and there were just all these songs that were just like so heartfelt and just like really sincere, and it just it really like spoke to me, and then it made me think like, oh, I could maybe try to do this too. And so I started writing, and the first 20 or 30 songs were terrible, so I just kept writing, and yeah.
Well, you obviously worked it out.
Thanks.
Can't stop this body, so I'll give you a try. You'll be the peace I love.
So, aside from the album, what do you see in the future for your solo stuff?
I'd like to keep performing and keep recording, and I mean, try to reach as wide an audience as possible. But for me, it's just the process is what I love. I love playing in front of people and putting a mic up in front of me and just doing the thing.
Right on.
You could be golden, or you could rise. And only you would know.
We have a focus on songwriting, obviously, for this web series. So, as a songwriter, what do you find is the most challenging part for you when you're putting it together and when you're editing yourself?
Right. I think the hardest part is the self-editing.
Yeah.
Like, after I've already gotten to a point where I'm 90% done with the song, there's this voice that pops up that's like, this isn't good, or this part is bad, or this part is too revealing, or something.
There's a man in the sky flying underneath the floorboards. Only one of them is talking to you.
there's kind of like three types of processes. There's like the writing process, and then the editing process, and then like another process that's like even harsher and like more editing. And so I think that last one you just have to leave behind and just like not censor yourself, and that's the hardest thing, I think.
Yeah, you know, I've always been told like edit, re-edit.
Right.
I think that's true to a certain extent, but you can also edit yourself to death. You know? So
exactly.
it's like such a fine line.
Right.
It's just really hard to.
I think editing from a place of like construction and love versus editing from a place of, bad self-esteem or whatever,
Right.
You gotta just like put whatever you have out there and not worry about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been reading, watching my due. There's no answers to find, consolation mine. Dreamers will dream and believers will sleep. I just wanna be one and die.
So you currently, if somebody wants to hear you, can they hear you online? Do you have like
No.
YouTube channel or anything? Nothing yet?
No, nothing yet.
Well, except for the Modal album. Probably,
Yeah,
right?
the Modal album
Yeah.
for sure. None of the solo stuff is available, so stay tuned and cross your fingers, I guess.
Right? Cool. Well, they'll have this at
Yeah.
least. So you can share this live performance.
Yeah.
It was really good. What's the biggest struggle in your eyes as an independent artist? For you, what do you find is like the most difficult?
I think the money aspect is still going to just be the hardest because it's such a draw on your time. You got to still work your 9 to 5 to pay the bills. That's so much less time than to focus on music. And so I think for the first part of the process, it's a little bit slow going. Because you have to only put as much time as you have towards the music. Hopefully, at some point, you can get to a point where you have more time to put towards the writing and the recording and everything.
Yeah. Sell a song, maybe something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look into the big old black guns. See who's the fastest to fall. Is that the way you're free?
We want to support in any way that we can. We'd love to have you back with Modal, with yourself, anytime.
Thank you very much.
Maybe feature you on a compilation album in the future. That'd be awesome.
That would be sick.
Now you're a storm on the bottom of the river. Fear change in the way that you're shivering.
Check Jack out. Follow him, like him, subscribe to whatever he's got going on. Look out for the album. You're thinking the beginning of 2016, hopefully.
Yep.
Just stay in touch. Very deserving artist. And we'll see you on the next episode.